The year was 356 BC. In the heart of Macedonia, a king was born. His name was Alexander. His father was Philip II, a powerful warrior king. His mother was Olympias, a woman of fierce spirit. Alexander was destined for greatness.
Legends surrounded his birth. It was said that on the night he was born, the temple of Artemis burned. This was seen as a sign of the fire that would ignite within Alexander. He would grow to conquer the world.
Even as a child, Alexander was different. He was fearless and ambitious. He longed for knowledge and power. He was not content to simply rule a kingdom. He wanted to conquer the world. Alexander's education was as important as his lineage. From a young age, he was immersed in the world of knowledge and learning, setting the foundation for his future greatness. King Philip II, recognizing the importance of a solid education, hired the greatest mind in Greece to be his son's tutor. This was none other than Aristotle, a philosopher whose teachings would profoundly shape Alexander's worldview and intellectual pursuits. Aristotle instilled in him a love of learning, encouraging him to question, explore, and seek knowledge in all its forms. He taught him about philosophy, politics, and the art of war, providing a comprehensive education that covered a wide range of subjects. Alexander devoured knowledge like a starving man presented with a feast, always eager to learn more and expand his understanding. He was a quick study, absorbing information rapidly and applying it effectively. He was eager to learn, constantly asking questions and seeking deeper insights into the subjects he studied. He excelled in all his studies, demonstrating a natural aptitude and a keen intellect. But his true passion was for the tales of Homer's heroes, whose adventures and valor captivated his imagination. He admired their courage and their thirst for glory, seeing in them the qualities he aspired to embody. Under Aristotle's tutelage, Alexander developed a sharp mind, capable of critical thinking and strategic planning. He learned to think strategically, understanding the importance of planning and foresight in achieving success. He honed his ability to analyze complex situations, breaking them down into manageable parts and finding effective solutions. These skills would serve him well on the battlefield, where his strategic mind and analytical prowess would lead him to numerous victories and cement his legacy as one of history's greatest military leaders. Alexander's moment arrived when he was only 20 years old. His father, King Philip, was assassinated. Alexander ascended to the throne. He inherited a powerful kingdom. He also inherited his father's dream, the conquest of Persia. Alexander moved swiftly to consolidate his power. He crushed any rebellion against his rule. Then, he turned his attention eastward.
Our army may be smaller than the Persian forces, but we have something they lack, a brilliant military mind.
His first victory came at the Granicus River. Alexander led his troops with courage and skill. The Persian forces were routed. It was the first of many victories. Alexander's campaign continued. He marched through Asia Minor, liberating Greek cities from Persian rule. His confidence grew with each victory. His legend spread. He became known as Alexander the Great. In 331 BC, Alexander faced his greatest challenge yet. The Persian king Darius III had assembled a massive army. They met at Gaugamela, near modern-day Mosul, Iraq. The Persian army vastly outnumbered Alexander's forces, but Alexander was undaunted.
The Battle of Gaugamela will be a testament to our military genius. We will use innovative tactics to outmaneuver the Persian forces.
He led a cavalry charge that broke through the Persian lines. Darius III fled the battlefield. The Persian Empire was on the verge of collapse.
With the Persian army shattered, I marched on to Persepolis. This was the ceremonial capital of the Persian Empire, famed for its wealth and splendor.
Alexander captured the city without a fight. He had achieved what no one thought possible. He had conquered the Persian Empire. But Alexander's ambition did not end there. He pushed eastward, conquering new lands. He marched through modern-day Afghanistan and Pakistan. He crossed the Indus River, reaching the borders of India.
My empire now stretched from Greece in the west to India in the east. I'd created one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. My ambition knew no bounds. I dreamed of reaching the ends of the earth. I wanted to conquer all that was known to man.
Alexander inspired his troops with his vision. They followed him through deserts and over mountains. But Alexander's dream was not meant to be. His troops, exhausted from years of campaigning, refused to go any further. They longed for home.
Heartbroken, I was forced to turn back.
The return journey was arduous. Alexander's army marched through the Gedrosian desert. They faced scorching heat and dwindling supplies. Many perished. Alexander shared his troops' hardships. He refused to leave any man behind. Alexander the Great died in Babylon in 323 BC. His death marked the end of an era, a sudden and unexpected conclusion to a life filled with extraordinary achievements. He was only 32 years old. Despite his youth, he had already carved out a legacy that would be remembered for millennia. The cause of his death remains a mystery. Historians and scholars have debated this for centuries, each theory adding to the enigma of his final days. Some say it was malaria, others whisper of poison. Theories range from natural causes to foul play, each as compelling as the next. Regardless, his death was a loss for the world. The grief that followed was profound, echoing through the lands he had conquered.
My empire did not long survive me. The vast territories I united began to fracture almost immediately. My generals, known as the Diadochi, fought amongst themselves for control. The empire was divided. The unity I had forged was shattered by their ambitions.
But Alexander's legacy was secure. His influence extended far beyond the borders of his empire. He was, without a doubt, one of the greatest military commanders in history. His strategies and tactics are still studied in military academies around the world. He never lost a battle. He conquered vast territories, from Greece to Egypt and as far east as India. But his legacy extends beyond his military achievements. He was a unifier, a leader who brought diverse cultures together under one rule. He was a visionary leader. His dream was to create a world where East met West, a fusion of cultures and ideas. He spread Greek culture throughout his empire. This cultural diffusion led to the Hellenistic Age, a period of great advancements in art, science, and philosophy. He fostered trade and learning. His establishment of cities like Alexandria became centers of knowledge and commerce. He changed the course of history. Alexander the Great's impact is still felt today, a testament to his enduring legacy.
Alexander was a man of contradictions, a figure who embodied both the light and dark aspects of human nature.
He was a brilliant strategist and a fearless warrior, leading his men into countless battles with unwavering courage and tactical genius. But he was also capable of great cruelty, often showing no mercy to those who stood in his way. He could be ruthless in his ambition, driven by an insatiable desire to conquer and expand his empire. He destroyed cities and slaughtered their inhabitants, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake. He was driven by a thirst for glory, always seeking to etch his name into the annals of history. Yet Alexander was also capable of the great generosity, often rewarding his loyal soldiers and friends with lavish gifts and honors. He was known for his loyalty to his friends, standing by them through thick and thin. He mourned deeply for those he lost in battle, showing a rare vulnerability and emotional depth. He had a thirst for knowledge, constantly seeking to learn and understand the world around him. He was fascinated by different cultures, often immersing himself in the customs and traditions of the lands he conquered. He encouraged his Greek soldiers to marry women from the lands they conquered, promoting a blending of cultures and ideas. Alexander was a complex and contradictory figure, embodying both the noble and the savage aspects of human nature. He was a product of his time, shaped by the values and beliefs of ancient Greek society. He was a man of great ambition and great flaws, whose actions left an indelible mark on history. But he was undeniably one of the most fascinating figures in history, a man whose legacy continues to captivate and inspire. Alexander's conquests had a profound impact on the world. He brought together different cultures. He created a vast empire where Greek ideas and customs mixed with those of Persia, Egypt, and India. This fusion of cultures gave rise to the Hellenistic period. This era saw a flourishing of art, philosophy, and science. New cities were founded, like Alexandria in Egypt. This city became a center of learning and trade. It boasted a magnificent library that attracted scholars from all over the world. Alexander's conquests paved the way for this cultural exchange. He helped to create a more interconnected world. Alexander the Great's legacy continues to inspire and intrigue us today. His life and conquests are the stuff of legends. His name is synonymous with ambition, military genius, and boundless energy. He is studied by military leaders and historians alike. His story has been told and retold in countless books and films. He is a figure who looms large in our collective imagination. We are drawn to his story because it speaks to something universal in the human spirit. We admire his courage, his determination, and his thirst for knowledge. Alexander's legacy is a reminder that one person can change the course of history. He showed us that with ambition, courage, and a bit of luck, anything is possible. Alexander the Great's life was short but impactful. He was a king, a conqueror, and a visionary. He left behind an empire that stretched from Greece to India. He spread Greek culture throughout the East. He ushered in a new era of cultural exchange and intellectual flourishing. Alexander's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a man of contradictions, capable of great cruelty and great generosity, but there is no doubt that he left an indelible mark on the world. He was Alexander the Great, and his name will be remembered for as long as history is written.